Category news and politics? Why isn't it weather?
There's no weather category.
Oh.
Afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler alongside meteorologist Melissa. Sorry, we just had a poster fall down right next to us. Bill Rentschler alongside Melissa Meter in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And I hope everyone is having a beautiful Monday. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. Technically, it's winter for like another hour and change.
Well, yeah, I guess it's 3 o'clock. It's past 3 o'clock now, isn't it?
It is past 3 o'clock. Spring begins at 4:24. So we have, it's 3:13. So we have an hour and 1 minute left of winter. No, an hour and 9 minutes.
And it's giving very much spring vibes out
there. It is an absolutely gorgeous day outside. I had to roll down the window a little bit when I was running errands this afternoon, going to get lunch and going to pick up the poster that just fell off the wall. So, and I think, obviously, again, so spring equinox officially in like an hour. And the forecast over the next week for the first few days of spring, pretty spring-like, would you say? I mean, not as cold as it was.
No, it's better than it was over the last several days. But our average is around 55. So will it be in the 50s? Yes.
Yes.
Will it be as warm as we would like it? Maybe not.
Today's probably the warmest day of the week. But, again, nothing like what we saw last week, especially with the wind and the cold and the falling temperatures and the snow. But we do have some kind of hit and miss chances for moisture, which we'll always take this time of year. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at the graphics here. And we'll first start off with, again, just to look at kind of what the spring equinox is. Again, in the meteorological world, Melissa, we started our spring season 3 weeks ago, beginning of March.
Yes.
We do it kind of by the coldest and hottest times of the year, so split those 3 months, and then, obviously spring, that transition between winter and summer. In astronomical terms, you get that spring equinox when basically the sun, direct sunlight is basically directly over the equator.
Yep.
So we have equal parts day and night, so, right around 12 hours of daytime and nighttime. Generally, that's at the equator on today's date, where we are. It's, a couple minutes on either side of that. But, so that's what kind of the spring equinox is. And I have a neat video I'll pull up for you. This was tweeted out by the NOAA Satellites Twitter account. And it's a look at the terminator, which is, again, where the sun... where the daylight meets the darkness. And this is a little time lapse they did from the GO satellite from the fall equinox back in September to through the winter solstice, and then to now to the spring equinox. So you can see in the northern hemisphere, again, through that time we went through winter. So you can see the terminator kind of angling towards the right in the northern hemisphere. So again, that's when we have the most amount of darkness, again, our cold winter season. But now we've kind of tilted back, and that terminator is basically straight vertical up and down. Again, that's where we see the equal parts day and night. And we begin to tilt back to the left now as we head into spring, Melissa.
I'm excited for spring. You basically hit all the bases with that, that explanation. But I think it's very fun to take a look at this Earth and see what's going on, especially with the Terminator. Bill loves that term.
I love the Terminator.
I have never heard of that term before. Bill told me maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
That's our marble, though, right there.
And it looks beautiful.
It is a beautiful marble. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I thought it was neat.
And I think all of us are excited for spring. I think most people...
Oh, yes.
I'm excited for spring. I was in Mississippi before I came here for 2 years, and now I did grow up in the Chicago suburbs. But those 2 years in Mississippi did a lot to me of forgetting what it could be like and how cold it could be here. So I am very much ready for spring.
Yes, I think everyone is. I should still add, just because it's spring, doesn't mean we're done with any cold or snow possibilities.
Yes.
We still average 1 inch of snow in the month of April. So, and then we average 1/10 of an inch of snow in May. So, but we're running out of snow days and snow chances here pretty quick. But that's kind of a look at, this, the equinox and kind of what that looks like. And like we already kind of alluded to, feeling very spring-like out there this afternoon. Melissa, it's 64 degrees.
I know. I went back in the weather center. I just about yelled because it was, I think it was 59 maybe at
2 o'clock?
2 o'clock. Yes, it's 3 now. All my times are messed up. And I looked at Brandon and I said, it's 64.
There we
and I
go.
said, I got to go outside.
And it is very nice outside. Again, a little bit of a breeze out there, but again, nothing compared to what we were dealing with late last week. Dew points at 25, so again, the relative humidity out there is pretty low. I noticed a lot of static electricity this weekend, so you may notice that out there as well. But
a little bit of cloud cover as well.
Just a little bit of high cloud cover streaming through in York. Oh, dang it. We'll try and go back so we can look at York. But now my computer's being slow. There we go. 57 in York, a calm wind right now in York. Again, just some high cloud cover streaming through. Not this nice everywhere, though. You go into northern Nebraska, it is a little bit chillier. 36 right now in O'Neill, feeling like 29 with a light northeast wind at 9 miles an hour. Because we do have a couple systems kind of set to move through the area over the coming days. One of them kind of peeking its head into the northern Nebraska this afternoon with some of those cooler temperatures.
Yeah, we've got kind of like a stalling cold front, lifting as a warm front kind of situation as we go over the next 24, 36 hours. So it will be a little bit cooler in the northern portion of the state today, and then temperatures are going to moderate as we head into tomorrow.
So 64 in Lincoln as well as Beatrice, 65 in Falls City, mid to upper 50s in Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, as well as North Platte, and then a mix of 30s to low 40s in north central parts of the state. And again, winds variable. Melissa just mentioned it, but kind of that warm front just kind of lifting north into the area. That's where we're seeing some of the warmest readings in south central and southeastern Nebraska. Satellite radar picture, again, some of that high cloud cover streaming through, but really no moisture impacting the area as of yet. That could change early tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. Again, the system expected to move through could bring in a little bit of snow, Melissa, and just a little bit of ice.
Yes.
Again, enough to warrant winter weather advisories being issued for the Sandhills, so Ainsworth, Valentine, Thedford, North Platte areas, 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. We're really not expecting much in the way of accumulating snow, though.
No, I think maybe maybe a light dusting, a light glaze at best with some mixed precipitation, but overall, this isn't going to pack a punch really in any type of way. It'd be very light precipitation, and we're also going to see precipitation chances in the southeastern half of the state as well, but primarily going to be a little bit of rain as we head through the day on Tuesday.
So maybe some slick roads in those areas through the day tomorrow. So something to watch out for that morning commute across parts of western Nebraska. If we run you through Skycast, again, this is starting at 5 o'clock Monday evening. Again, you can kind of see the cloud cover across the area. You can kind of see that stalled out boundary. As we head tonight into the day tomorrow, though, a system begins to kind of push out of the Rockies and kind of out of Wyoming, and then you can see it there by noon tomorrow. A little bit of mixed precip across western into central Nebraska, a little bit of snow in northern Nebraska, some mixed precip in pink there, and maybe even just some light rain into parts of southwestern Nebraska and Lincoln and eastern parts of the state. We're not expecting much. Again, maybe a few isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe into Tuesday late afternoon into the evening. Again, the in-house model here does keep us pretty dry through the day on Tuesday, but not our only chance, Melissa, because we have another system that heads our way as we head Wednesday into the day on Thursday. This one looks like it could be a little bit more impactful in our area, both rain and snow chances across the area.
I've seen a little bit of that snow possible in the northern tier of the state towards the northwest panhandle, and then likely going to see mostly rain, light rain in portions of the southeastern half of the state, really into portions of south central Nebraska.
And probably not like a lot of moisture. We're talking maybe a couple tenths of an inch probably at best. But if we run you through the rest of the week, again, this is that Wednesday at 10 o'clock where we just ended on our in-house model, but the European model, again, you can kind of see that mix of rain and snow across the area. That'll move through late Wednesday into early Thursday. Then through the day on Thursday, we see another system begin to kind of wind up and move through the southern plains, and then it's primarily going to impact areas to our south and east. So think parts of Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee. It could bring quite a bit of rain to those areas. The long-range European model advertising the potential, Melissa, again, for maybe some rain and snow, trying to mix in Thursday late into Friday morning into the early afternoon. Not sure how much I'm buying that right now, but again, that's what the model is saying. So again, certainly something to watch. And then another system looks like it could potentially head our way into the upcoming weekend, Saturday night into Sunday. That one, again, kind of bringing the potential for rain and snow to the state. That is obviously almost a week away.
Yes.
So we'll monitor it. Then you'll see a chance of moisture in the 7-day forecast, but things can change.
Yes.
So.
And yesterday, when I was doing the 10 o'clock show, I also used the QPF. So basically the potential for precipitation over the next 7 days, looking to be light.
Yes.
So while we do have several chances for precipitation, it's going to be light, probably spotty, maybe a little bit more moderate in some areas, especially if we take a look at like what's happening in the longer range models. But of course, that can change because we are still several days away from those systems.
Most of the moisture, again, if you look at that QPF map again, there's kind of that stretch, Oklahoma and Missouri, areas to our south and east. I could see quite a bit of moisture over the course of the next week, and we're just going to be kind of on the edge of all that, so we're not going to quite get a lot of the moisture. But as far as temperatures are concerned, again, we mentioned it already today, probably the warmest day as we head over the next week, and then a little up and down, close to normal at least some days. Lows tomorrow morning, mid-20s to mid-upper 30s. Pretty comfortable start to the day on Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon will be cooler than today, but we're still looking at mid-40s to mid-50s. So again, close, within a few degrees of where we should be this time of year. Tuesday night into Wednesday, low 20s to low 30s, some even low 40s in the far southeastern Nebraska. Wednesday, again, we kind of have half and half across the state, 30s and 40s kind of for the northern and western parts of the state, upper 40s to mid 50s for the southern and eastern sections of the state. Wednesday night, low 20s to low 30s again. Thursday, again, maybe just a little bit cooler, low 40s to low 50s. Friday morning, we're in the 20s to near 30. Friday afternoon, kind of low to mid 50s in there. Maybe a few degrees below normal by Friday. Saturday morning, as we head towards the upcoming weekend, mid 20s to low 30s. And then again, kind of same deal, kind of a mixed bag, anywhere from the low 40s to the upper 50s across the state on Saturday. Sunday morning, mix of 20s and 30s. Sunday, mix 30s, 40s, and low 50s. So kind of a little all over the place there sometimes, but not quite as cold as last week. Not quite as warm as last week when we hit 70. We're kind of just sandwiched in the middle there, and we kind of bounce back around.
And I think we're kind of going to be more consistent this week. You know, we've had kind of gone through a pattern of lots of temperature swings, being 70 one day, 45, then 30 the next. And I think it'll be a little bit nicer this week to have more of a consistent in the 40s and 50s, especially here in Lincoln when we do our 7-day forecast. You'll see when Brandon and Ken go on this evening. Likely going to see not a big temperature swing, as well as temperatures more moderate and not as cold as what we've seen over the last several days.
Yeah, and it looks like we pull up that 7-day forecast. You can see off and on chances for rain basically through the course of the next week. Probably some generous 20s in there, but again, we'll include the chance. Best chances maybe coming tomorrow afternoon, early evening, again on Wednesday, and then perhaps again on Sunday, like we mentioned, with that long-range European model showing that moisture across the state. Also likely seeing some off and on breezy conditions throughout the week.
Yes, I agree. But if you take a look at that, most temperatures in the 50s and then possibly falling into the upper 40s by next week. So fairly consistent for the next 7 days.
So this is the 10-day. Again, you can kind of pick your city and pick out your location. But you can see, like Melissa just said, not a whole lot of wild swings in there for the most part. And again, it looks like maybe a little bit cooler for the second half of the weekend, but then we do warm things back up towards the beginning and middle of the week next week. Overall, again, I think, I don't know, a fairly nice spring-like forecast, in my opinion, I suppose.
You know, spring, when we head into spring, we're supposed to get some rain, some precipitation. You know, we're not, you know, in April, and the saying is April showers bring May flowers. But
That's true.
Now we're heading into spring. So hopefully, like I said, seeing more rain instead of maybe a little bit of mixed precipitation to snow.
And eventually, we're going to be talking about severe weather.
Yes.
Next week is Severe Weather Awareness Week in Nebraska. And so we will kind of every day have something to talk about just in preparation for the upcoming severe weather season that will really begin to ramp up a little bit in April. Probably second half of April into May is when we'll really try and probably see things begin to ramp up a little bit. And we'll kind of go over all that stuff next week.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Anything else to add today, Melissa?
Nope, I think that's it.
Cool. All right. Well, we appreciate, as always, everyone tuning in and watching.
Happy almost spring, and
Happy
enjoy
almost
the
spring.
day today.
A little under an hour. Yes. Hope everyone enjoys the mild weather today. And as always, please stay tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest news, weather, and sports. Hope everyone has a nice Monday.